Hi there. These comments are for Kiro, and I am Michael, and I'm listening to your pronunciation pretest part A. Actually, I just finished listening to it right now. And so far, here are my suggestions based on your reading of Lesson 7 through Lesson 24. I think you need to focus on Lesson 9, Lesson 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, Lesson 19, Lesson 22, Lesson 23, and Lesson number 24. Those are probably areas that you can focus on right now to improve specific vowel and consonant sounds. So generally, when there's longer vowel sounds, for example, in lesson number 10 and 11, you're having trouble with the longer vowel sound. That's something that you want to keep in mind as you do your practice. Now, each of these lessons represents about 10 to 20 minutes of practice in the video. And you'll see at the end of the video, I'll have some voice recording exercises that you can actually complete and then email them to me, and I'll provide you feedback. Now let's take a look at part B. You're going to answer 3 personal experience questions, which are important here to help me understand more about your overall speaking and pronunciation fluency of American English. So question 1, what is your educational background and your work history? 2, why is it important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English? And 3, what do you hope to achieve in this course?
Part B. Answer the following question. Do not write, outline, or practice your answer. Speak as naturally as you can.
Okay.
What is your education background and your work history?
All right.
My education background as a pharmacist. So I'm a medical background, and my history, I was working as a pharmacist, and I'm trying to be licensed in America as a pharmacist. So I passed my
Okay.
first part,
Okay.
and I'm looking to pass my TOEFL test to complete my license.
Okay.
And the second question,
Now, what that
why
means
is this is
is a
important?
couple of things. You have a pretty strong 9-native speaker accent, right? So here is the tip of the day. You want to be a pharmacist here in the United States. You will be talking with people in the United States. You'll be consulting with a majority of people who are probably older than I am, and I'm 52 years old. So you really need to have very, very good intelligibility in order to communicate with these elderly people. So it'll be important for you to really speak as clearly as you can. So the tip is this: use English right now as much as you can all day long, even at home. Make sure whatever you're doing when you're watching TV, reading newspapers, all of these things, really focus a lot in English right now until you have gotten the score 26 in the speaking. Do everything that you can to increase your exposure to English, and not only will this help you get a higher TOEFL score, but it'll also make it easier for you to communicate with your patients.
To improve your speaking, pronunciation, ability of American English. Because
Okay, the other thing is your tone. You're speaking in more of a monotone. You're saying, I want to improve my speaking and pronunciation of American English. But you need to vary your tone more than you are.
I'm immigrant and I'm living in America for 6 years, and this is
I wouldn't say I am living in America for 6 years. You need to say I have been living in America for 6 years. In that case, you need to use the present perfect tense because you're talking about something that happened 6 years ago when you came to the United States, and you have been living here ever since. So I want you to go to Google and do some study here. What is the present perfect tense? How about this? Compare the present perfect tense from the simple present tense in English grammar.
my future to uh, to live here, and this country will be my country. So I'm looking to have a good communication with all the people
Okay.
and enjoy my life and express my personality for everything.
All right.
So my target to pass my TOEFL test
And a couple of things: target and pass. The T and the P, you want to try to pronounce those with a little bit more aspiration. My target is to pass the TOEFL exam.
with a high score, not less than I think 95, and to enjoy my life here and communicate with people to do my job. I can express and explain them how to use their medication
Explain to them, not explain them.
to save their lives. What do you hope to achieve in this course?
Okay.
In this course, I trust that I will achieve my target to pass my TOEFL test, and I will fix my problems in speaking to
Okay.
speak as fluently and as Native American. This is my target in
I'd say as fluently as Native Americans. I would put an S on the end of that word.
this course. Thank you, and I hope I have a good comment. Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for doing this pretest. So the next step is your intelligibility score. Now, this is something I got to figure out here. If you've been living here for 6 years, why are you having so much trouble with, for example, language use? For example, with the present perfect tense or the simple present tense, or why do you have such a strong non-native speaker accent? So this is telling me that you're not speaking English all the time, so you really need to work in that area. You need a lot more practice. Remember, you got to help me help you. So part of helping you is you got to follow my advice. So it's important for you, Caro, to really spend a lot of time using the language. Now, if possible, if you're religious, try to find a church here or some type of organization in which English is spoken, and then become part of that organization where you can go to meetings maybe on Sundays or Saturdays or maybe during the week, and you can have a lot of contact with people who speak English. I think that'll be important for you. Okay, your intelligibility score here, you have high beginners 1.1, near native speakers 7.1. I'm going to put you at about 3.7, intermediate level in the middle there. So that's not where you want to be. If you want to do really well in the speaking section, in my pronunciation post test, your goal is to try to score 5.1 or higher. And the only way you're going to do that is if you start using more English than you're used to. Whatever you've been doing, you need to do something different. Think about what you've been doing for the last few years and what can you do right now that's going to give you more exposure to the language. For example, are you a member of this group? Let's go to Toastmasters International right here. They have speaking groups all over the world. They have speaking groups in every city in the United States. Are you a member of this group? If the answer is no, then become a member of this group where you can start giving speeches each week with people from your community, and they will support you and help you to improve your speaking. That's a good step. But just think about, what are you doing now? Maybe you're already a member of Toastmasters. I don't know. Maybe you already do this. But if you're not, I really consider, encourage you to join this group. The bottom line is this, Carol, whatever you're doing, try to do some things different right now as you're practicing TOEFL. All right, so thank you very much for completing this pretest. And your next step is to start sending me speaking practice